And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Global Kindness Going Viral. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. If you are new to Global Kindness Going Viral, this is a show that is dedicated to bringing you the everyday heroes who are raising the levels of joy, love, kindness, and peace on earth. We are so blessed to have these incredible guests that come together. So welcome to Global Kindness Going Viral. I'm just going to give you a quick peek of my amazing guest, Houston Kraft. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Yes, it's going to be wonderful. So you guys just type into the chat for me where you're watching from. Let us know so we can celebrate our beautiful global family coming together here. It's Global Kindness Going Viral time. And we're going to share out just a little bit of the theme song, and then we'll be sharing this incredible interview. Get ready to be inspired. Big time. I love this guy. I am so excited to bring him to you and to find ways that we can collaborate. I just found out he's only 2 hours away from me. So here we go, Divine. Here we go. It's so beautiful. So share this out, you guys. Let everyone know we are live at 5. Here we are. Are you guys excited? I am thrilled right now. Here we go. Let me share this out just a little bit. You guys can share this out and let people know that we are live, and then we will have this beautiful time together with Houston Kraft. You don't want to miss this because it is going to be one of the most inspiring half hours of your life. So make sure that you are fully present. Bring your heart, hand to your heart. I am fully present. And just type that in the chat. I am fully present. So you can hear this beautiful message. And here we grow. If we all took the time to care, there'd be no one alone out there. We're all in this together, connecting hearts in every weather. Play your part, make a start, share your heart, spread it wide. Global kindness going viral now. Share the love, that is how we will have kindness now. Share a message of hope and joy. Global kindness, it's possible today. Spreading kindness, touching hearts in every way. Global kindness, it's easy to start. Global kindness, just open up your heart. 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 We're bringing kindness back. We're bringing kindness back. We're bringing kindness back. We're bringing kindness back. 'Cause kindness won't you. Kindness won't you. Kindness won't you. Kindness won't you. Growing and growing the more we speak. Kindness, compassion, that it's deep. I challenge you, you challenge me. We are one global family. There's unity in all we see. So spread this wide and find a way. Do something kind every day. Global kindness going viral today. Spreading kindness, It's just the only way. Global kindness. Global kindness. Open up your heart. All right, guys, open up your heart. Are you ready to feel the kindness? Are you ready to believe in kindness again? That is what we need on our planet right now. Wouldn't you agree, Houston? That if enough people believed in kindness, that we could see a complete shift on the planet. Did you know that one person who vibrates with love in their heart, with peace on their mind, and with kindness in their actions will counterbalance 750,000 people who are in the low vibration of shame and blame and fear? Because those energies are fragmented energies and they are not connected to the unified field. And so when we are here all together in this beautiful, beautiful room of love and light, we are helping to raise the levels of joy, love, kindness. And that is why we started this show. So if you're new to Spirituality Gone Wild, this is the channel to be on if you want to experience the levels of joy, love, gratitude, and really seeing the amazing people who are being part of the solution. So Houston, you are totally part of the solution. And you are really like the most inspiring person. I just want to read a quick little bio about you and then we'll get started. But I'd love for you to just say hello to the audience and maybe just let people know where you are tuned in right now.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm Houston. I'm just here in Venice Beach, not too far away from Karen, and we're not too far away from each other in lots of ways, not only physically, but I think we are on a similar mission. My shirt says what I'm trying to do, which is make kindness more normal in the world, more common, to care for each other, make compassion part of everyday life. And so I got lots of ways that I'm working on that, and I hope to invite some people into that process.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So I want to just share a little bit about Houston first I want to share this video that check out what the teachers are saying, what the students are saying, and what the people are really engaged with his beautiful, beautiful way that he presents this message of kindness in such a fun and easygoing way. I feel like there's so much that, can expand and grow from this. And it's just really beautiful, but look how far it's already grown. This is why I want you to check this out, you guys. Absolutely so inspiring, so uplifting. You are going to feel so good after the show.
I think is so incredible is how inspiring he is and how kids really get a message that they are powerful. I love that. Have him to your school. It's amazing.
Sometimes it is the people that are the hardest to love that most need it. And that's our job. Our job, like Gina and Stina, is to help people feel love. And sometimes that doesn't look like a feeling. Sometimes it looks like a choice.
Houston came to our school today to speak for an assembly, and it was really moving and motivating. And it was also funny, so I was like laughing the whole time, then the rest of the time I was crying.
Back, and I was like a single noodle spaghetti, no spaghetti, it's great. Until the very end, where all of a sudden it was like me, and then like the kid across from me, who every time, like my last remaining enemy, he was like the kid that hit puberty at age 5. Full grown beard. He's in 5th grade. Biceps bigger than my face. Like, when did you start CrossFit? Preschool? Like, surprise attack, projectile crying. And he started crying hard, like to the point where I couldn't even understand what she was saying. She sounded like like Chewbacca was choking on something. She was like, and then when the guy in the situation would do it, I was like, shh, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Shh, Chewbacca, shh.
Whether you're a participant in the audience or whether you're working with Houston Kraft, it's very obvious that his message about love is something that he practices and in his daily life, and that makes his message 10 times more powerful.
Courage is not simply the decision to stand up and dance. Anyone can do that. Courage is definitely not the people making fun of the kids dancing. That's not courage. Real courage is standing up, starting to do something, and having 700 people point at you, laugh at you, make fun of you, and you continuing to dance. That's courage.
That is courage. So awesome. Isn't that awesome, you guys? Oh my God, I love all the comments, but I just want to share a little bit more as we move into, I wanted to share just a little bit about who Houston is. So Houston is a professional speaker, leadership consultant, and kindness advocate. He has done conferences and events internationally. He's spoken to nearly 500,000 people at 500 engagements. He is the founder, one of the founders of Character Strong, which is trainings and curriculum that create a compassionate culture. He's also featured in Huffington Post and highlighted by the Random Acts of Kindness Foundation. Wow, Houston, thank you for being here and just being you. I want to know everything about you. I want to hear. Well, I read a little bit about your backstory and a little bit about how this started for you, but would you share with our audience how this really was placed in your heart and you really took this ball and ran with it? And I just think that it's so beautiful how small it started and how huge it is now.
Yeah, thanks, Karen. I feel very lucky. You know, it's like, I think most, in some ways, what you said, someone who lives fully in love and kindness and generosity, have the capacity to impact and restore balance against so many other people. And I was really lucky in my life just to be surrounded by lots of those people. My parents, some of my best friends growing up, my mentors, my teachers. I just had so many people who were passionate and spoke into my life and supported me. So part of how it started was just people, which I think is what I try to always come back to, is that this whole thing is about people. And if we can figure out how to be better with people, then we can figure out how to be better in the world. And that's sort of been my ongoing challenge ever since high school, is like, how do we make people feel the things that we all crave, right? Acceptance, belonging, hope, love. How can I make my life dedicated to the practice of making people feel the things that I know we all want? So part of it started in high school, when sort of that idea was planted in me by a number of people, among them my best friend Michael, among them my now co-founder in Character Strong, John Norland, among them my teacher, Mr. Avilia. I had all these people sort of speaking that same message into my life. And so my senior year of high school, we started a Random Acts of Kindness club at my school, and once a week we got together and we would just, that was the whole point, was like, okay, let's practice. And I think about it a lot now, of not only was it fun and cool but there is something special to me that I think about and actually talk about a lot, about the idea of like, once a week, all we were doing was just making time. And like, we made space and time to engage in this intentional practice of this thing that we know is important, but very rarely do we actually make time for it, because everything else becomes more important or more urgent. And so that's what it was a time for us to intentionally practice. And I realized, not only during that time and like actually practicing kindness, number one, I realized that you create so much joy, much more joy in your life by giving. And number two, I realized that not everyone knows what it looks like to practice kindness. Even though we all know that it's important, we don't always know what it looks like. And so kind of ever since high school, I've been on this mission to help other people figure out what it looks like. And I've realized that that's not the only piece of the equation that we need to worry about. I think number one, we have to figure out what does it look like in our life. And number two, I think we have to maybe even more importantly, figure out what gets in the way. Like what prevents us from doing this thing we know is good or important or worthwhile. Like what are the barriers to kindness in our life? Because if we can figure out what it looks like and then how to get out of our own way, then we can practice this stuff much more. So for the past 7 or 8 years, I've been working in schools and with educators and businesses to help create cultures of compassion and character in schools, just by telling stories, and more recently by building curriculums and training educators on how to weave kindness into the daily fabric of their classroom.
Yeah. Do you want to share a little bit about that, the program of Character Strong? And because I know you have a big training program coming up this month, right?
Yeah. In fact, we do one tomorrow here in Los Angeles, one next week up in Northern California, then the week afterwards in Washington State. So we've been doing them very regularly recently because we found that whether it's a principal or a secretary or a bus driver or a math teacher, everyone who shows up, for many of them, it's just a really, all the feedback is like, this isn't just a great thing that we need to weave into our schools. This is totally personal development for me. It's like that reminder, number one, of why I'm doing it. And number two, man, I really want to teach kids compassion. I just don't always know how to, sometimes I feel so overwhelmed that it feels like another thing on my plate. And we encourage them that this is the plate. And if we can figure out how to do this all the time, then we build strong plates in the world, or strong kids. So yeah, it's called Character Strong. And the premise is that kids want to be good, they just don't always know what good looks like. And so we need to be thoughtful on how we articulate and teach that to them. And we have to be thoughtful and intentional about how often we're providing them opportunities to practice. And so we have an advisory curriculum. So everyone in a whole school could be exposed to this social emotional learning and character development. We have a leadership curriculum to teach every student in this building to be leaders, not just because you have a position or title or you're charismatic, but you're a leader because you love people. You're a leader because you serve people. And then we do trainings for educators. So that's kind of what Character Strong is working on, is how do we more effectively, quote unquote, teach the whole child, not just math, science, and history and English. That's one half of kids, right? The other half of kids is well, how do we be a human among other people? Right. How do we be relational? How do we have a growth mindset? How do we be generous? How do we be selfless? All the things that we know are important, but we don't always know how to teach.
Beautiful. Yeah. And so if these are lots and lots of people here that are in the audience are listening and are very intentional kindness spreaders. And so what would you say to somebody who is looking at this and saying, I really want to bring this to my corner of the world. How do I connect with Houston? What's the best way? What's the best way to, co-create and collaborate?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the mottos of this whole thing is we're all in this together, right?
That's the song. That was my song. I wrote that. That's actually the theme song of the show, but it's also I made a musical coloring book that is, it's a coloring book to help children and families to feel empowered, to do charitable acts together, to sing together, and to color together, and really bring that heart connection, as they sing the song, they're opening their heart. They're talking about opening their heart. They're talking about, how do we open these lines of communication? I've got a 22-year-old. She just turned 22 this weekend. And she, grew up with these principles. And she is, to me, the most inspiring, kind, loving, beautiful soul. And she lives this purpose. And so for me, I just wish that for every other child. I know that it's possible because it happened I've seen it in every one of the kids that I've been able to work with. And so I know that it's more than possible. In our little town where we live, I have gone to all the schools and been doing this for 15 years now. And but I love the impact that you have with these assemblies. So can you tell me, how did that get started? How did the speaking part of it and the fun, playful assemblies get started for you?
Yeah, well, I was a soccer player growing up, and then I broke my ankle my freshman year. And my English teacher, who also happened to be the theater director, invited me to audition for the musical.
No way! How cool is that?
Yeah, I know, some cool serendipity. And I ended up falling in love.
It's all divine. We call it it's all divine here on Spirituality Gone Wild. There are no accidents.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing that I got to be a part of this theater group and this community, and I fell in love with it. And so I studied it in college. So that's kind of my background, is leadership and then theater, right, which is just performance and storytelling. And I got introduced my senior year of college to a guy named Tyler Durman, who has been speaking for a long, long time, and an amazing speaker and storyteller. And he became a mentor to me. And that first year, literally every time I'd go to a school, I'd be like, Tyler, what do I talk about? Help me. And he would help me figure out how to tell stories that were powerful and connected to people and humble and empowering. And so that's sort of how that got started, was just my love of theater and my love of leadership and my love of love all kind of came together and was like, how do we do this?
Perfect.
How do we do this well? Yeah.
It's like your soul's calling, right? I mean, it was all coming together from your heart and soul, and it all came together in this beautiful, playful, lighthearted way that really, connects with everyone.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Hi, Debbie G. Thanks for being here. She's one of my gratitude girls. We are the gratitude girls here at Spirituality Gone Wild, and I'm just one of the hosts on this beautiful channel that is dedicated to just focusing on the good stuff. And what we focus on expands. And so we have the gratitude happy hour. We have Spark the G vibe, which is Spark the gratitude vibe. We have Wow Wednesday. And we're always looking for incredible. I search out and I look for all the different good things happening in the world so that we can help spread that and go viral. I call it sacred social media. Hashtag sacred social media. Hashtag keep shining. Hashtag we are one. And when we start to really use our hashtags and our social media in a sacred way, that's how I got to be a mindful media mom. And I had no clue how to use technology, not one bit, but it was in my heart. And I knew that if I just kept pushing along, my teenage daughter at the time was teaching me, she actually helped me upload my very first YouTube video because I had no idea how to even use YouTube. So were you pretty technologically sound when you started this journey? Because it's really grown.
Yeah, and I think in some ways you have to speak that language or figure out how to read that language at least. And that was sort of my background. The reason I got invited to be a part of student leadership was because I used to love to make videos. Yeah. And my health teacher, who was also happened to be the leadership teacher, saw me make some videos, and he was like, you need to be part of leadership. So he just wanted me to do like tech stuff. But I ended up running for student body president, and the rest is history. So I've always loved videos because you could tell stories. So I wanted to figure out how to make videos so I could tell stories, and now I tell stories about the videos I made. So it's come full circle in some ways. But yeah, we're working, re-releasing an app called Character Strong, which is will be daily challenges on ways to practice love in your life.
Oh, I
And
love that.
yeah, so it's currently on iOS, and we're going to release it in the fall on Android as well. That's called Character Strong. And then also
at the website, they can get the app.
Yeah, characterstrong.com. You'll see some info about it there. And then the other project we're launching in the fall is chooselove.org.
Yes.
And chooselove.org will be all about the intentional practice of love in your life. So if you check out chooselove.org, you can.
Scarlett Lewis? Have you met Scarlett Lewis, the Jesse Lewis Choose Love Foundation? She's a good friend of mine. I'll introduce you two to each other.
Great.
Her son was killed in Sandy Hook, and she started this beautiful, the social emotional learning. She is in thousands of schools also, the curriculum. And we're teaming up with her also. So, it's all about just really bringing together this movement to a place where, and I'm also going to be going to a kindness evolution conference that is at the end of this month. And there's going to be 30.
With Wendy?
Yeah, with Wendy. Yes, it's going to be 30 of us together with youth leaders. And we're going to be coming together and really discussing solutionaries and really sitting in with these spaces and creating a kindness manifesto that we can actually bring out into, these spaces with, talking about solutions instead of really keeping our focus on the problems, And I'm so excited because all these people I've been talking to for, online, and I've had a couple of conversations with them on phone. Do you know about the Compassion Games? My friends Summer and John Raymer, they're in Washington State.
Really?
It's
cool.
the charterforcompassion.org.
Oh, yeah. I know them, yeah.
And then they have the Compassion Games. And for Earth Week, they're celebrating all kinds of, they're making games that go into, everybody has their own way of playing a game that raises the levels of compassion for the week. And people just check in, and millions and millions, if not billions by now, of acts have been done with the Compassion Games. So I'll put you in touch with them also. And then, this is my passion, is networking. It's, I really believe that we're all in this together, that the only illusion that needs to be healed in our world right now is the illusion that we're separate, because it's not true, and it's never been true. And it's really coming to the surface for us to really start to really acknowledge each other and really witness that we're all in this together. We may look different on the outside, but we are all, as I said, we're all connected in the unified field. And we are one beautiful family, a global family, Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite Martin Luther King concepts, I forget the quote exactly, but I think it's we come from an inextricable web of destiny, right? Which means an act of injustice to one means an act of injustice to all. And then the more that we can own that goodness towards one is goodness towards everyone, or that hurt towards one is hurt towards everyone. The more that we can fully own that, the more we can start to heal.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to go through some of the comments, and if you guys have a question for Houston, type into the chat any questions or comments, or attaboy, or way to go, or anything you want to share with him. Our beautiful global family is here, and there are lots of people leaving tons of comments. So I want to acknowledge everyone. I'm going to read out the comments. So if you are having any questions or comments you want to share, just type right into the chat and we will share this out. All right. You can see all the comments. You can scroll through all the comments too, just like I am. And I want to acknowledge everyone. Gerald Ann. Thank you, Gerald Ann, for being here. She's another one of our beautiful gratitude girls, rising up with Gerald Ann. We have Allison Clausen. Good evening to you. Welcome, Debbie Pax. And welcome, Spirituality Gone Wild. Welcome, Sharon Rhea. Now, Sharon Rhea is somebody I want to definitely introduce you to. She is nojudgmentjustlove.com. And she is just this powerhouse that is working with the parents and the children and just really doing some beautiful, beautiful work in Arizona, in Scottsdale, Arizona. And so, okay, everybody said they were fully present. So yay, thank you for listening. And Angie Taylor is here. Oh my, she says, this is wonderful. Hello, Carol Whitfield, welcome. Well, you wrote such a fun and meaningful song, Karen. It's so good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm getting an award for that. It's coming up April 19th. I won Best Folk Song, and I will be receiving an award for that. And I am so excited for that. Then I will leave from LA right to San Francisco for the Kindness Evolution. So, yay. I mean, how awesome is that? It's like I was saying to my mom, it's like the biggest dreams that I have ever dreamt are happening in this month. You know, it's like really, really exciting. So appreciate all that you're doing. Thank you so much. Thank you all that you bring. And thank you so much for all that you are. Thank you. Thank you. Sharon says, that's the part I needed from you. No judgment, just love. Yay. So knowing how much one soul can have so much influence to transform a world is super inspiring. Thank you, Houston. Thank you. And that's Angie Taylor, and she's in Australia. And she says, he is such a beautiful man. This is truly awesome. Yay. Don't you love it? And so here we are. No coincidences, Angie Taylor says. Yep. You ready to go to Australia? Yep. You ready to spread this there? Yay. Everyone's saying, go Houston, go Houston. Karen Palmer, this is us. Yes, Sharon and I have a program we'd like to talk to you about too, that we would love to collaborate with you on, the No Judgment, Just Love movement and the Global Kindness Going Viral movement. So yes, how to rise above and deal with negative self-talk and other opinions. This is a question that she would like to ask you. How do you rise above dealing with negative self-talk and the opinions of other people? What are some of the things that you use as your tools?
Yeah, it's a great question. One of the things I've started talking about recently that I sort of shared with you earlier is that conversation of what gets in the way of kindness. And I would say those are probably some of them, right? Negative self-talk or insecurity, as well as worrying about what other people think about you, what other people talk about you with. And one of the conversations that I like to, challenge young people on is the conversation of, is what you're fighting for bigger than your feelings? Because if we can find an alignment or a very clear purpose in something that we're fighting for, and if we can identify that as being bigger than just whatever we're feeling in any given moment, then personally, it helps me transcend those moments of individual bitterness or frustration, or because my kindness towards you actually has nothing to do with your reaction, right? So whether you receive it, or whether you laugh at it, or whether you're angry at it, or whether you're bitter towards me, none of that actually, we can get caught up in that, but the kindness is bigger than this, right? Kindness is bigger than your reaction. Kindness is bigger than what you feel in that moment. And so if I can remind myself of that, and it's really hard, right? Because we get so caught up in our immediate emotions. Yes. But if I can remind myself that what I'm giving you is given to you without expectation, then it frees me from the worry of what comes next. Right. Because what I'm giving you, I know is good. And so that's one of the ways that I combat, whether it's self-talk or whether it's what other people say about me, is I just get really clear that what I'm fighting for is bigger than, my feelings of insecurity. What I'm fighting for is bigger than your reaction of jealousy or anger. And on the other side, I have to also remind myself that sometimes people don't react to kindness perfectly or positively, not because they don't want it, but because they don't trust it.
I don't trust it. That's why I say that hashtag believe in kindness again. My last book that I just finished was Co-Creating Heaven on Earth, How to Believe in Kindness Again. Because really we are co-creating heaven on earth, and we are experiencing this beautiful, beautiful expansion and this exploration of a world that none of us have ever really, really experienced. And we're kind of co-creating it as we go along. You know, we're taking the steps, and that's why I say that it's so beautifully orchestrated, and there's such a choreography that's happening. And as I talk to you, I can feel this connection, this beautiful choreographed dance that's happening. And that's what I mean about kindness. When I started the Global Kindness Revolution, I was one person who had no idea. First of all, you got to let go of the how and be ready for the wow. Is that I have that on my necklace. And another, that's a quote. I don't know whose it was. I call it myself because I say it all the time. But then we had Martin Luther King, who said that faith is taking the first step when you can't see the entire staircase. That to me, I have that on a necklace, both of those. When I published my Global Kindness Going Viral book, a beautiful friend of mine made a necklace with those two quotes. So I have a manifestation I can actually look at and say, you know, I let go of the how and I was ready for the wow. And I took that step in faith. And I didn't see the staircase. There was no staircase. There was absolutely not a chance of a staircase. But you know, I started. I felt a spiritual calling to create a day dedicated to Martin Luther King, and we called it Peace Day. And I used Periscope, and I used all of the technology that I did know how to use. And it went viral, and everyone was really seeing the value in, you know, that we, you know, as we come together as a community, that we're so much brighter as a beautiful, kinder, and more loving community. And as we start to really utilize social media and utilize all of these technologies that we have, like the apps. I want to create an app also, and, you know, really utilize all of these beautiful, beautiful technologies that we have that are available to all of us. We just need to learn how to use them. And it's just kind of learning curves, you know?
Yeah. My friend just did an internship here in Los Angeles with a company that's doing virtual reality for empathy.
Yay!
And I just visiting Charity Water in New York, and they were one of the first ones who did VR, and they took you into Ethiopia, and it's like this incredible experience where you watch a well be built and people experience clean water for the first time, and it's totally immersive, and it's like, wow, what a cool,
beautiful.
To immerse you, the use of technology to build empathy is a gift.
A real gift. It is a real gift. And Allison Clausen says, this kindness is so needed today. I do not feel so alone in this world. Kindness is the way. Yes, hashtag kindness is power. I really believe that kindness is the answer to it all. It always has been, and it always will be. And it's really that simple. and if people could just see the power in kindness, and that's why I say believe in kindness again. It's like you said, a lot of people are in a place where they don't trust kindness, and they think, well, what's in it? What's in it for you? Why are you being kind? What's the point? Hi, Gina Marie. Gina Marie is in Omak, Washington. Was that close to where you were?
Nope, but I know where it is.
You know where it is? Because she wants to do these kind of things in her area too. There's many people on the call right now who are on here that are live. Hi, Linda Lemieux in Florida, that are bringing wanting to bring this in a big way. So what is the best way for people to connect with you at HoustonCraft.com?
Yep, that's the
And
best way
Character
to
Strong?
get a hold of me. Yep, both of those.
All right, I'll make
Yeah.
sure I put the links in for that. And
Cool.
yes, hashtag kindness is power, Gina Marie. Yes, use that hashtag, you guys. Sacred social media. Use that hashtag. Hashtag make kindness normal. Use that hashtag. When you use a hashtag, you're actually starting to characterize all the people who are using kindness in their hashtags. So it brings people together. And that's how I had hashtag global kindness go viral. That's how I didn't have a clue how to do it. And I just, I just started, just using the hashtag and telling everybody I'm using this hashtag, and if it resonates with the person, they're going to use that hashtag, and they're going to see, and you're going to see that hashtag, like hashtag I'm going to get that hashtag for you to make kindness normal, because that is a beautiful hashtag. I just got the hashtag intentional kindness for Wendy for this kindness evolution conference. Because it's intentional kindness, not random acts of kindness. It's intentional. And the more intentional we become, the more collaborative we become. And I want to introduce you to the founder of We the World also. Have you heard of them?
Mm-mm.
Huge organization that I really want. I'm a director of media and a social media manager. I help with their social media. And a wonderful organization that is all about collaborating all the grassroots and bringing everyone together, have a 7 million reach. And really, really, this is what it's all about, is finding ways that we have this reach and we use, our beautiful platforms for good.
Yeah, if we just all figure out how to use all of our influence for good. That's all it is just find a way to help. Whatever you do, find a way to help.
Absolutely. So in closing, what would you like to say to everybody? Houston, I want to be mindful of your time, and I so appreciate it.
Yeah, what would I say to everyone? I would say that the kindest people I know have just as much time as me. And I realized recently that the kindest people I know just make time in their life for kindness. And I think that is an exercise that is worthwhile for all of us, is just to figure out where we're making time. Are we making intentional time for practice? Or are we making space for practice in our life, in small ways, in big ways, in our personal life, in our professional life? We got to make time for it. If we make time for it, we make it normal.
Absolutely. When I started doing the Martin Luther King Day, it was inner peace for world peace, because I am a yoga instructor and a mindfulness coach. And I've been teaching mindfulness in the schools for years, and teaching kindness and compassion, teaching social emotional learning before it was called social emotional learning, which I absolutely love. And one person at a time. Thank you, Houston. One person at a time, being the example. Thank you, Houston. Thank you for sharing your heart with us and your story. We are so grateful to you. So will you consider coming back to visit us again after you do the programs, and you can come back and tell us about the programs and ways that more people can get involved?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yay. I'd love to have you back as like a repeat, like a wonderful repeat guest that would come back and maybe once a month share what's happening in the Kindness Corner. That's it. We'll call it Kindness Corner. And we'll have it once a month, and you can come back and you can tell us what's happening and where they can get more involved in kindness in their corner of the world.
Drop me a note. Let's make it happen.
All right. Yay. Don't you love it, guys? Yay. We love you, Houston. I love you, Houston. Love you. Thank you. One vision, one heart, one world. Yes, that is what we are here. So follow Houston on all social media. Houston, is that the best way they can follow you on Twitter and Instagram, all Houston Kraft?
Yep. That'll link out to everything else. Yeah.
Awesome. And you guys can follow me on Mindful Media Mom. If you are a nonprofit organization, if you are a person who feels like you want to make a difference in the world, remember, you matter. Hashtag you matter. Hashtag you make a difference. And you reach out, and you just reach out to me, and I would be honored and grateful to help you learn how to find your authentic voice so that you can share it globally, because you matter, and every one of us makes a huge difference. So I wanted to share this in closing, a beautiful global meditation. So let's just bring our hand to our heart and just take a nice, relaxing, beautiful, synchronized breath with everyone who is live and everyone who will be watching this on the replay. And feel yourself dropping down into your heart space, the place where we are all one, the beautiful unified field, the place where everything is all connected. And let's just hold that space, sending out all this love and kindness and joy to all corners of the universe, so that anyone who is feeling lost, confused, or displaced will feel this wave of love come over them. Feel this wave of love coming over you in this moment. This, wow, I can believe in kindness. I really can believe in kindness again. Feel how beautiful that feels. And let's just think about every person in the world has a unique gift and quality that they are here to share. Every one of us. And we interact with people every day who look and think and act differently than us. But those appearances of separation and differences are not real. In reality, we are all connected through the oneness and this unified field. So remember that. And look at my gosh, this light is just really coming in here so bright right now. Feel that beautiful lightness and that beautiful connection of how we are all connected and how you attracted this message because you were ready to hear it. And in your corner of the world, you are ready to bring character strong, right? How awesome is that? I think this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful connection for our communities to come together and to really, really bring this message in a viral way, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yes, I know. It's so fun. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here. Bye, everybody. Have a beautiful, terrific Tuesday. Remember, tell the people in your world how much you love them. Tell your pets how grateful you are. Don't take any moment for granted. Sit down and let people know how much you appreciate them. And always, always take a few moments to think about it's growing and growing the more we speak. Kindness, compassion, it's at its peak. I challenge you. You challenge me. We are one global family. There's unity in all we seek. So spread this wide and find a way. Do something kind every day. Think about that. Think about you tomorrow. You have a clean slate, a beautiful, beautiful canvas that is your life. And you can make this a magnificent life. Remember that you have a beautiful new day tomorrow. And every moment is a new moment. Bye, guys. Thanks so much for being here.